Today's webinar is Enabling Google Voice Simply and Securely. Very excited to have everyone. Great. And my name is Susie. I'm a Senior Enterprise Account Manager here at Wursta. I'm joined today with Chris Hopkins-Ward, who is our cloud consultant. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with him. This is part of our 4-part series, and usually he has a partner, but you guys will have to put up with me for the moment. This meeting is being recorded, and everyone will get a link that will be set up later this week. We ask you guys stay on mute. We do have a fairly decent crowd here today, and submit your questions over chat at any time, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. All right, great. So this event is hosted by Wursta. A little bit about us before we get started, just in case you guys don't know. Our mission is to help organizations maximize their use of the cloud. We work side by side with clients to make good technology decisions to grow their business in ways they wouldn't have the ability to do otherwise. This helps organizations develop culture for continuous innovation powered by real-time collaboration. And with that, I will turn it over to Chris.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susie, for that intro. I am so glad you're here. Otherwise, I'd feel very alone. Attendees who have joined our previous webinar, so that you can access through our website, may notice that I am without my best friend, my work wife, Patrick, who could not be here today. He is on a much-deserved vacation with his feet up, sipping a pina colada, and I miss him.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I did not know that we had an employee vacation program. This is news to me.
Yep, only Patrick can take vacation because he is a special dude from time to time, I think. Maybe not, but it's okay. I can handle this with you, Susie, because actually no one really knows here, but I'm actually the leading Wursta expert on Google Voice.
I know this because every question I get about Google Voice, I'm running to you, harassing you until I get answers from my clients. So thank you so much for putting up with me, always hounding you down for answers.
No problem. I don't mind at all. And I always respond pretty quickly, right, Susie?
Yes, absolutely. You're fabulous
at
that.
Awesome. So let's just get into it. Let's keep it simple. What is Google Voice? Okay, so Google Voice is Google's offering. It's their enterprise offering for voice cloud telephony. So that means that they can call. It's for users to call people from literally any device in the Google Workspace ecosystem. So they can use their phones, they can use their laptops or their computers, provided they're calling from the Chrome browser. It makes calls less work, and it uses artificial intelligence and machine learning of Google Workspace throughout it, and I'll show you a few examples. And then also it just allows companies to manage their modern cloud workers' phones in the Google Admin Console without having to go to a third-party admin console system. It's just right there next to everything else. And then it just allows cloud workers to be connected to each other.
That sounds pretty cool, Chris. You mind if I get one and check it out?
You want a Google Voice license, Susie?
I would love one. I probably need one.
Yeah, you probably need one. Okay, no problem. That's actually really easy to do, and I'll show everybody how to do that right now. So you just go into the admin console, right? This is the Google admin console. It looks scary, but it's actually really not because we're going for Susie. So you just go to Susie right here. Hey, she just pops right up, and I'll get you a license right now. This is Susie's account. We'll go down here to licenses. You can see the different licenses that are available, and here's Google Voice. We got one license available, so I will assign that to you. And boom, you have a Google Voice license, but you don't have a number yet, so we're not quite done. And just for the record, I could assign multiple people at once using like a CSV file or a Google Sheet as well. So let's go into apps. And let's go into Google Workspace apps because it is a core service of Google Workspace. Let's go into Google Voice and down into Service Management. So you can see here are our two Google Voice people. There's me. Hey, I already got a Google Voice number. And there is Susie. And by the way, there's this option to batch assign. I can assign by starting a new list or just use an existing list of multiple people at once, right? But you can see that you were already assigned a phone number. And I gave you a service address as well. Is this a good area code for you, Susie?
Actually, I cover mostly California. Can you give me a San Francisco number?
Yeah, like 650 or no, 415 is San Francisco. So let's do
Yeah.
that. So let's unassign this number. So let's actually give you a different number. I'm going to do US. It really doesn't matter the service address. I'm just going to choose one. It's going to populate one, but I'm just going to change it. And now I can just pick you a phone number. So let's just go 415, see what happens. And there's a bunch of phone numbers that I can choose from right here in Google's Rolodex. So this 96931 looks pretty fun. So let's choose that one. And boom, you now have a California license as soon as it updates, right? Is that what just happened? I think I just pressed cancel. 1 second. Let me just do that again. Hey, service address, change it to 415. There's that number, and close. Oh, interesting. I think it is one more. I think there's a button underneath close. Ah, there's a sign. That's why I'm not doing it right. Just kidding. I'm usually an expert at this. There we go. Hey, change it. Third time's the charm. There we go, and assign. Now you have a phone number. To San Francisco. Hooray. Great. But that's not, I'm going to tour you through your Google Voice license and your phone number to show you how you can set it up and use it. But first, I'm going to show you other things you can do in Google Voice as well, just from the admin's perspective. So from the admin, not only can I pull reports, like I can pull reports for Google Meet hardware or for computers or devices, for instance. Yes, you can assign area codes as well. That's a great question. But I can also set up ring groups as well. And ring groups are one phone number to call that actually dials multiple phones at once. So for instance, say you and me and Susie are in the same sales team. I can assign this number as the sales team number. And when anyone calls it, both our phones answer. And then me and Susie, whoever answers it first, gets that call. I can also set that up to, for instance, do round robin. So you can see that the call routing will be simultaneous or a fixed order or round robin if I want to. So it's calling one person by one person and I give them the order of that ring group. So that's a really cool feature. Another use case for that would be if Susie's my assistant. I can give my phone number as our ring group and Susie can answer it first and then transfer it over to me. And one day, Susie, one day you'll be my assistant. No, just kidding. But anyway, going back to service management. Oh, and I have to re-sign in. That's fine because Google is nothing if not secure. Going back into service management, the other thing I can do is I can create an auto-attendant and assign a phone number to that. And I'll answer that question in a second as well, David. But I can assign an auto-attendant, and this is great for like a front desk, sort of a dial 1 for this experience, dial 2 for the sales, dial 3 for that. And you can create up to 13 different options for people to press dial for. And it's actually very easy to manage. So for instance, this one says press 1 for sales. And then for the action, I can transfer it to a caller, even transfer it to a ring group if I wanted to, send directly to voicemail or play a specific message. And actually, let's actually go back here to the initial greeting. Any greeting or voice that you hear inside your ring group is actually done by the actual voice that is used in Google Assistant worldwide. So you can literally type and it'll go completely and transfer into speech. You can see I have different accents if I want to, different languages I can do text to speech with. And then also I have voice types as well to choose from as well. And actually an update happening in the next 2 weeks or so will be the option to record your own greeting if you want as well. So Google is updating Google Voice literally on a month-to-month, week-to-week basis. So great, that's the admin console. And actually someone asked if you can use existing numbers. And that's actually a great question. The answer is yes. Number porting is also possible within Google Voice. So if you have a variety of phone numbers that you're using, Wursta and other people can help you number port these to your company as well into Google Voice, as well as assigning a number of desk phones. While I'm here, I might as well just mention it. Google Voice works with a variety of different desk phones that you can just literally buy off Amazon if you wanted to as well, that you can batch assign and so on and so forth. So I've given you a Google Voice number, Susie. Congrats, you have a Google Voice number. Hooray. High five through the screen. Yeah. Okay, so when you go into Gmail now, Susie, you will actually see this add-on appear. It will just automatically appear, and this is your Google Voice Gmail add-on that you can just click if you want to, make calls directly from Gmail without even having to leave your Gmail experience. You can change the audio settings, which mic you're using, the speakers, or you can just expand it all to Google Voice proper as well. And also notice that you get voicemails emailed directly to you. And in fact, look, oh, I got a voicemail from Patrick that it typed out for me. Oh, I just missed your session today. Kind of surprised. Haven't heard from you. Wanted best of luck. Oh, he's wishing me best of luck today. That's so nice of Patrick. And it's actually nice of Google Voice to type that out for me as well. I'll message Patrick to say thank you for the nice, kind words. So let's go to voice.google.com, where you can see the entire expansive experience of Google Voice. And you can see that there's the voicemails as well that are typed out. Google Voice does text-to-speech incredibly well. It uses the exact same AI and ML that Google Assistant uses. And it will type out really complicated words that are in your message too. So words like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, it will type that out without a single spelling mistake. So it's actually really cool to use that way as well. One last thing while I'm here, Susie, and by the way, you should download the Google Voice app on your iPhone or Android phone, Susie. It works the exact same way. Any settings you change here, you can change on your phone. But one setting you should definitely do, Susie, is you should hit settings. You should scroll all the way down over here, and you should actually sync Google Voice with your calendar to not only follow your working hours, but follow your out of office as well. So that way, when people call you and you're not actually working, and you can set this up inside Google Calendar, it'll just automatically go to voicemail with whatever greeting you want. And you don't have to turn off your phone at the end of the day. It'll just automatically be inappropriate for people to call you too early or too late at night. All right? Something to do.
Ooh, that is a great feature.
It's
I
a
love
really
it.
good feature. Awesome. So you can see Do Not Disturb is on for me, and I'm outside working hours. So I can choose to end it or to not end it if I want to as well. So great. So that's basically Google Voice in a nutshell. So I'm going to go back to the presentation and talk about what Wursta offers in terms of Google Voice. We offer licensing discounts for qualified customers. Depending on what Google will let us do, we will actually be your servant in talking to Google and figuring out these discounts for you. We offer support and training for Google Voice, usually held by me, but I'm training others internally as well as we speak to be able to give as detailed of a training as I can in Google Voice. We offer number porting services. If you have a list of numbers that you want ported over to Google Voice, we'll do that for you and handle that transaction. Actually, fun fact, I used to work at Google proper for the go-to-market team of Google Voice. So I personally have a lot of connections and a lot of contact with the Google Voice team over at Google to help you number port and make sure those portings happen really, really fast, as well as if anything happens, we can get an actual Google person over and working on it for you. And then also we offer consultation if Google Voice is right for your company or not. Other voice or other telephony offerings offer a different set of appealing things that Google Voice does. So it just depends on if it is right for you. And we can discuss that for you and analyze that for you. And then also, because I know my Google Voice people, I can offer you insight into Google Voice road mapping. So for instance, that feature of being able to record auto attendants with your own or with a more natural sounding voice, that update is happening in the next few weeks. And I know that because I've seen the Google Voice roadmap. So yeah. And as an example, literally 3 weeks ago, we rolled out 35 Google Voice numbers and 35 physical phones for those Google Voice numbers over to a roofing company in Florida. And actually, I was able to roll out these numbers from my desk right here in New York while they were turning on the phones over in Florida. And it was an incredibly smooth and easy experience.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. That was awesome, as always. And just to recap everything we went through enabling Google Voice, voice settings, managing licenses and adding users, ring groups, auto-attendant, and I think my favorite one was setting up your office hours so you're not getting calls too early or especially too late. So that's really nice. And that voice to text feature is pretty cool. So if someone does leave a message, you can read it and not have to log in and listen to the message. So awesome.
Susie, it's great.
Before we get to questions, here's our upcoming schedule of events. This was unfortunately our final of our 4 series that we had, and all of it will be available on Wursta's YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. I know there's some cool things like DLP and security, which is always important. Also, Google is hosting 2 Cloud Summit events in June. You can register for them on our website. We have a Google Voice offering for all registrants. You can reach out to your Wursta rep or email us for more information. We can sync with Chris or another person to go over the offering and see if it's the right fit for you. And also, we'd love to get your feedback. There'll be a link in the chat, and then you'll also get a follow-up email with a short survey. Let us know what your thoughts were for today. And back to Chris.
Awesome. And with that, we can open up to any other questions that anyone might have while talking about Google Voice that I can answer for you.